even stronger.
You know what people will tell you though?
Wukong.
Nemesis does not like Orianna.
Okay, fair enough.
And
Orianna game though.
Yeah,
but
he did B1 it once in the Galleon series, but he doesn't like the B1 Orianna. Right here though, he does have the wombo combo if he wants to do that. However, because you also have things like Zerath in his repertoire,
maybe he gives it
I
away.
think they say it in French. Maybe you can actually give it away and just outrange.
Yeah, I think. Okay, in response, they're going to deny
it's all instant lock-in on that, straight onto the Pantheon as well. Actually, when we were looking at our clips at the beginning of this game, we had that Yukino on Pantheon clip as well, so this is such a solid pick for him. I was also looking at the like a Xin Zhao angle, but KCB came into this game ready, full dive comp. Now the answer for me is, well, the answer I'm looking for is what's the answer for LR? They need to look for something that can play that anti-dive. You've got things like Braum available, but like, who are you picking Braum with? Xayah angle's also really, really solid here. There's some more anti-dive. You've also got a little bit of combo dive with the Wukong Galio as well.
Yeah, I want to be a bit cognizant for LR in that KC Blue. They could pick Talia to go with the Pantheon. It's a really staple duo, and then it makes it very hard for Wukong to actually dash in, because then he's dashing over the rocks. But there's the Xayah, like you said, to play against the dive.
I think Slogio has a lot of champions. I'd rather maybe prioritize Nico right here. Kai'Sa struggles into Xayah lane, but Nico doesn't necessarily get countered from anything. Like, Bard can actually challenge her, but now he's out of the picture. So I feel like a Kai'Sa Nico lane right here for Piero and 3XA could actually create some dominant lanes plus engages to go together with the Kai'Sa and the Pantheon that they have chosen so far.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really solid pick
coach
here.
mode again.
Yeah, he's just walking around, and they actually decided to go for the Talia.
Okay.
So I do expect to see the Nico get banned away here. We still have Demon Champ kicking about in this Aatrox. We've been picking this up slowly over the series. We know that Bao struggles into it. We know that Mainton's very good at it. So that is also something that may have to get looked at towards the bans, but I do think a Nico ban is incredibly valuable here for Los Ratones. It means you can use the power of the Xayah in lane to actually, you know, push, get advantages. We haven't actually had Crowny versus 3XA in lane yet because of the lane swapping game.
Guys, do we think this is a Karma angle with the Xayah?
Galleon's
game 4 draft?
If there's a Nico pick, then it could have been Karma into it, but that's instantly pinched, right, by Los Ratones.
Yeah,
I think that could have been a potential angle, but yeah, no, it's not going to be now that Nico's gone. Definitely not. It looks like actually Baus is going to get target pinched, which is going to make his life a little bit miserable, but again, he has a bunch of different picks he can go down.
Well, again, we're going to see probably be a Mainter counter pick here. So we'll see support get picked up after these bans. Then LR are going to be looked onto that counter pick. There's the Gragas ban, so another pinch onto Baus, denying him, forcing him a little bit low. He's got the Scion, the Cho'Gath, the Gragas. He is heavily denied now.
I feel like it's Kled or Yax angle right here for Baus. These are his two remaining prominent champions, especially since Cassante got picked out.
Yeah, if KC Blue keep going down towards dive, then champions like Braum become much better. Alistair as well. I'd potentially be looking at these into that, although Alistair into Talia can be a little bit annoying. They still provide good disengage, as well as, you know, engage on the side of Alistair for the side of Los Ratones. But now you've got to wonder, you know, what's the blind here?
I genuinely really like the Braum, actually, into this angle. I think it brings a lot. The anti-dive obviously has the ability to
also
kind
the level 1 to enter jungle, right?
Yeah, it's so good for so many different angles here. You already have engaged with your Wukong Galio combo, so you actually are okay to lock in like a heal support. But they're just going to blind the Aatrox here. Yeah. They don't want to see a Braum pick up and then not be countered by it, so they're actually going to go for it.
I'm not going to lie, I feel like Kled could have an angle here, still the highest anti-heal champion together with Katarina on the Rift, so if he can maybe salvage that. I don't necessarily know how the matchup is, but doesn't matter because Poppy has been locked.
Yeah, I think one slight thing is that Kled, it's not that amazing. Poppy as well. The problem I have with Poppy is that you're going to slowly soft lose. Over time, you're having to dash into sweet spots, and then eventually lose anyway. You get outscaled. It's not a great matchup, and I feel like he's done this to play to not lose.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, yes, in lane, you're absolutely correct,
but it might be support
Poppy into this comp, and yes, first of all, it's flexible, but Poppy into this
comp
is very, very nice. You've got so much anti-dive with the Braum and the Poppy combined here, and that Galio. Like, how do you actually get onto Crowny? How do you actually get onto... Well, I mean, Crowny is your one carry. He's your one real damage dealer right now.
Can I say something crazy? Look in Lulu. Right here. I know that we've seen Kai'Sa Lulu before, and it usually doesn't make a lot of sense. The LPL has played it. I'm pretty sure it was Gala that played the Kai'Sa together with the Lulu. But to me, they just have so much power.
Ooh.
I think it's a lack of engage. It's a lack of engage. Right now, your engage is the Pantheon, right?
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen Healy play Lulu? Hello.
I think I would have preferred the Leona the most. It has the least melee committal engage out of all three of them. Alistar has to run now into Braum passive and Feathers, whereas Leona could have just casted R, right, from range. Rel would have suffered the same thing. So I actually don't like the 5 pick here for support for Piero, but he's on the Alistar. It's very flexible.
Telling you, man, it was a Lulu angle.
It's interesting because
how does Alistar play into Poppy? Zaya Feathers Braum passive. I think it's
so
really hard.
I actually genuinely think this Poppy's a really good pick. I know the lane. I understand you're talking about the lane on it, but in the actual 5v5, which is where we talked about LR shining, I think Poppy, with that steadfast presence, stops the Pantheon stun, stops the Kai'Sa jumping in, stops the Alistar. I'm curious though, Aragon, what are your thoughts? What are we expecting going into this second game of this series between KCB and LR?
So I think going into this game, I definitely think it's going to be a bit of a slow one early game. There is a potential for a level 1, like you were saying earlier, right? With the Braum passive, that allows for a lot of playmaking early because it's just so damn strong. Looks like they can actually do the level 1 thing. This is something LPL teams were doing a while back, where you sit in the pixel bush next to blue buff, and if the enemy top laner goes for a ward level 1 onto the blue buff, you just cheese him, and you just punish him and force a flash. So quite like that from Los Ratones. But it doesn't look like they're going to get caught out here. Now the question is, will they look for level 1 vision to spot out any kind of potential swap?
I actually would like to see a late level 1 invade with Braum, because that's usually what he's really good at as a champion. However, for that to happen, you would need to keep Crowny top side of the map and then send Bao spot lane, because you kind of need the Zaya there to do that. That's not going to be the case. Bot lane is going to reset. We're going to have pretty standard lanes, both bot lanes on the bot side of the map. And let's see what's going to happen in general in the jungle, because they both have been so creative in terms of trying to stop each other from advancing.
Well, pretty chill
As I
start.
say this, they're going to start full clearing.
I think it is a full clear angle. I mean, it's Wukong, right? Like,
he's just going to
not
fight
a champion
till
till 6. Yeah. It literally, same, I mean, like, Galio's actually fine in laning phase, but, like, he gets his big value from unlocking that grand entrance. So a lot of this, I think, is now LR. They didn't look for that early fight. They didn't look for that early invade. I'm expecting this just to be a play for 6 angle.
Yeah, I think for LR, the big advantage they have is in the bot lane matchup. It's going to be pretty hard for KC Blue to actually play this. They might get Prio here with the Kai'Sa Q, but any kind of committal fight will just be Los Ratones favored. And then using that bot lane Prio, they'll be able to secure the camps for Velia's clear. I think that's always a good angle. Galio in the mid lane is just going to be almost all Galio versus range matchups where you're going to recall TP back with some components, and then you're going to be Thanos. You're just going to be super tanky and hard to move, and it's going to be no different in the Taliyah matchup.
Yeah, I think, they do look for a little bit of an early trade down to 3XA, but quickly headbutts Crowny out, so he's not going to get any extra follow-up damage. Both junglers are clearing downwards, so potential for some skirmishing, but with the fact KCB have been able to use the Kai'Sa Q to get Prio in lane, I think this means Velia's going to have to be slower moving towards the scuttle grab.
Yeah, but you'll see when they tick over to level 2 and level 3, this is where the tides kind of shift, right? Because Zaya gets a lot more wave clear in her kit, she gets a lot more attack speed, you out-trains the Kai'Sa, you kind of poke her with the feathers through the wave, and also Braum is a counter to all the melee kind of champions that play towards the bottom of the map. So when you're looking to clear from top to bot, Velia should be more than confident that his bot lane will have advantage.
Yeah, I'm concerned about top lane. I'm going to be honest. Aatrox in this game, he's against a lot of melee champions. And this is usually where Aatrox thrives. If he gets Merc Treads plus maybe a Sterax and have a lot of tenacity for the CC, Mainter can be problematic here.
He knew it. He just put down the ward. He knows that Yukino is going to invade him straight after blue.
Yeah, had a good read on this. Nemesis can't really follow up unless he wants to flash over the wall. That's Yukino just going to be playing denial here. The Raptor
None of them has smite.
Velia can't do anything. And yeah, they don't have smite. They don't have Nemesis. So that's just going to be the steal away on the camp. Slowing down a little bit more of that power, but in comes Spear with a flash. Nice flash out though from Crowny. No follow-up damage from the side of LR. Can't get this concussive blows stacked up, and Velia, he's going to have to give up that crab. He may even give up the top side crab off the back of that.
Now, I have to say at this point that Pantheon was never the fastest jungler when it came to clearing. He was always second at objectives when it came to other faster junglers. However, what he was always really good at was skirmishing and fighting power, which he still has that. His clear speed took another hit with the recent nerf on the champion, so he's even slower than before. But when it comes to just straight up skill checking your opponent, especially bruisers early on that are looking for the level 6 quickly, he's still pretty good at.
Yeah, the bounce back down in bot side as well, though. Crowny has to crash this.
He's going to come in for the headbutt pole, land it onto 2 there. Crowny, low HP, doesn't have that flash, so that's going to be first blood for Yukino, keeping those stats in his favor. Caught by the concussive blows, but KCB, lovely pick in the bot lane.
What do you think the First Blood stat's gonna look after this game?
It's going up to 55% at least. KC Blue's bot lane is just outlaning 2v2 really hard, forcing the flash onto Crowny, and then on the bounce back with the wave, calling for the jungler, Yukino coming, and playing off of that to find a gank with the flash on the flashless Crowny. I think it's a great play off of wave states, and now Crowny's feeling it. Fortunately, though, it looks like Braum's going to be able to hold this wave, or at the very least, he's going to be able to push it out.
He's swapping the resets twice now, which means that...
Oh, Baus?
Oh, God.
Steadfast Presence is getting used there. He has no mana. Mainta does have the flash, could flash Q him, but looks like Baus is going to get away scot-free, but you can feel he's struggling in this matchup.
Had Reckless not stopped...
Oh
no,
my
God. No way you get from like
Piero!
Okay, I was about to say, had Reckless not stopped, Yukino's back twice down bot lane. Yukino would have walked up on the map with Tunneler together with the Alistar and taken the top lane Skullcrab. But apparently Yukino is not needed for that iteration, so Alistar just takes Skullcrab himself. That is such a tilter. You lose your Raptors and then you lose Skullcrab to Alistar?
Piero's kind of goated it up.
He's actually so behind right now. Level 4, but only halfway through level 4 as Yukino's just ticked over to level 5. Nemesis has hit 6, so first kind of tick box ticked off here for LR for that skirmishing power.
No, not again.
Oh my God.
No, production
why?
why?
Start it.
Production why?
It's so brutal to watch.
Plus 61. Plus 61.
Piero's been doing really well. From the 2v2 now to stealing a cam, I just think he's been phenomenal, and he's making me eat my words about the Alistar pick. I still think it'll be harder to pilot as the game goes on, but that won't even matter. That's not even going to be a factor if they're winning this hard. We'll see.
I mean, even if you lose at this point, he'll still worth a Skullcrab from the jungler.
Well, Hex flashing. Crowny can't even touch the wave here. He's feeling the pressure of Piero and 3XA. I mean, there's not like a massive item deficit here, but he just feels that pressure of the wave being built up. Level advantage has been picked up. KCB now using the bot lane pressure to translate it into the dragon. As Velia struggling to even get close towards that level 6. They do have Galio though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nemesis is playing very much aggressively, and he's the first one on the move right here, so LR could potentially look to fight for this.
Yeah, Velia, he has got the invisibility, can jump forwards. They get the concussive blows up onto 3XA. They're going to jump forwards. Clone, just going to buy a bit of space. They still have that Galio. It's the 50-50. The wall's coming down, and now they're going to jump in. There's the steal from Yukino. The Galio from Nemesis is just too slow to the play. The headbutt pole lands onto 2. Crowny's trying to put some extra damage out as Nemesis will pay the price. KCB continuing to control this fight. Crowny is on the run, but he still has no flash. He's caught by the headbutt pole. He's going to be delivered into the waiting jaws of Slowku, who gets the triple.
KC Blue are decimating Los Ratones. Los Ratones try to contest, but the continuous chase and the slow play from KC Blue on that dragon fight results in a Slowku who's now 3-0. And don't even look topside, because that's tragedy too. You're down 20 CS as Baus.
Oh, it's so rough for them right now. I don't know what they do.
Man, okay. Seeing as Nemesis was walking first in this river, the tides kind of shifted because the wave ping-pong Slowku actually shoved it, which means that he's the first one to land there. And I feel like the Galio R was actually too preemptive because there was no fight.
Yeah.
The dragon had already gone over to Yukino, which is also a surprise because Velia doesn't lose 50-50s, right? And then the flash from Slowku to chase up onto Velia and grab that triple kill. Keria is not a champion that you want to play in the late game, but now that she has the advantage, 1 to 2 items, she's a very bursty mage.
Yeah, and you're just contesting at this stage with a pre-6 Wukong, who's essentially useless, right? Pre-6 Wukong really doesn't do anything. Maybe with the Braum, that's their angle, but they're so much weaker in terms of raw stats. Now they're definitely behind, and they can't contest. The swap's come through for Kai'Sa into top lane, and that's going to be a free grubs for KC Blue. They don't even need the Kai'Sa, right? Yukino's just going to be able to pick that up straight away, and is that 100% of the objectives?
Yes, 100% objectives so far.
This series?
I think this series, yeah, because no, LR haven't had a single dragon.
Nope.
Yeah.
No. I needed to take the Skullcrabs from game 1.
Yeah, no, this is very rough here for the side of LR, and ultimately, you know, you've now got 0-2 Xayah, and LR's comp is entirely built around Crowny. Like, he is going to be the primary damage dealer for this team. He's sitting on a Caulfield to Warhammer, and he's got 73 stacks on that coal before it cashes in. They have to buy a lot of time, but the problem is Baus isn't able to neutralize top lane. Mid lane is now heavily snowballed off Slowku getting those 3 kills. And Crowny, you know, he needs time to get the items put together.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like mid lane is not that much of a problem actually, because I feel like Galio on like one item, he's able to just walk up on the wave and just one-shot it with his abilities, right? So as long as this Aatrox, which I feel is gonna be the bigger problem if he snowballs, right here he takes the whole combo, right, and he's still 50% HP. So I feel like he should be fine once he completes that first item. I feel like my biggest issue, which is something that Aragon's been highlighting the entire game, is that this Aatrox is just farming a storm on the top side of the map, and I feel like he is going to be the most dangerous part in that KCB composition.
I've had to pull it back a bit on highlighting the Aatrox, because he's not even the biggest issue anymore.
Oh, you found a bigger one?
He should be.
Right.
I mean, just the rest of the map's completely kaboom. Your Kai'Sa's accelerated quite a bit, you know, and once Kai'Sa gets to 2 items, she's an absolute demon with the Guinsus, as well as, you know, the Kraken Slayer. It's really, really hard to manage. 1 item completed for the Talia as well, which is going to result in her having first move over and over again, and then the ability to move to side lanes, which means that your side lanes are now going to suffocate too.
It's definitely a lot of map control here.
I was about to make it worse, but I held myself.
Okay.
Wait, do I do it?
Go on.
All right,
You do you.
Wukong is your only engage, right? And he's kind of in the tatters. 700 gold behind, about a level down as well. He's the one that delivers the Galio into the backline, right? So I feel like right here with the Wukong, you might have to play just a more defensive style, and you kind of kill whoever comes first towards the side of KCB. Because let's be honest, your tankiest member on KCB is going to be the Alistar, whilst the ultimate is active. Once this is done with Spellbook, it's a very killable support.
Yeah, definitely kiting back and using the ult to focus down the same target as the Xayah is an angle they can go towards. And I feel like Baus's Poppy, it was also 1-4 the last time they won with it, you know? Baus's Poppy and Poppy in general, the ultimate makes fights quite dynamic. This is nothing. Don't be baited. Aatrox is just...
I mean, don't get baited, he just tickled.
Oh my word! Baus just did so much attacking and he did nothing in response. Nice quick clone out there from Velia, gets caught by the smite, has got the blast going to get over, but Yukino with the Sundered Sky is just cutting him apart.
The crit animation for Pantheon just symbolizes this entire series so far. It's a kick in the face. It actually is just...
Wait, Baus? He's getting rocked up here. He's getting absolutely rocked up here.
We saw the 1v1 between the junglers, right? Not only is Pantheon ahead, but also his itemization is cheaper. You're playing for Sundered Sky versus Trinity Force on the other side for Wukong. And even though Wukong spikes harder on that Trinity Force because it's a more expensive item, it gives more stats, it takes longer to build. And when you fall behind and you've got a couple of a Sheen, a Phage, a couple of longswords, that Sundered Sky is absolutely going to shred through you.
Saw a little attempt of a trade there between Crowny and 3XA, but having the... I believe that's now the upgraded Q, actually, onto 3XA.
It's the Jackal skin, it forces it out of you.
Oh, man, he's just absolutely... he's out-trading Crowny just with the Q. It's crazy right now. And LR on that back foot. It's a 4,000 gold lead, pretty much. I'm rounding up a little bit here over to KCB. And they're going for Dragon number 2. And that will be feats of strength over to KCB.
There is no world that Lost RATONES should contest this, and I think they agree. They're going to recall on their bot lane and head somewhere else to make a play. Maybe it's to top side or just going to open through bot again to play for bot lane tower, because double Sundered Sky completed, Sundered Sky and 1 item of the Blackfire Torch completed on Talia. That combo is going to hurt. So opting to not fight that, that's giving second Dragon, and again 100% objective rate. Even top lane is really brutal now. With the Sundered Sky completed onto the Aatrox, we've got to look for a Baus to complete the Sundered Sky gold and then TP back.
Okay, so is that what we're looking for?
Yeah.
I'm curious where LR decide to actually pull a trigger, because they can't play passively like this.
Triforce Wukong, Sundered Sky completion Poppy, and maybe first item, you know, Protobelt on Galio.
Okay.
And then maybe they can look for fights, but it's still difficult.
Okay, for Galio to do that, he would have to have a time machine. But I think he'll be fine with a Rocket Bell.
Oh my word. He has to flash there. Reckless taking a lot of damage on the tail end as well. That is rough for LR.
And that opens the top side of the map. And guess who's in the top side of the map?
Oh my.
Velia! Because his camp spawned!
And
so
he's being denied.
Yeah, because so he's losing the pressure mid. And suddenly there's like Yukino in the jungle, but his mid and support, who are there to supposedly support him, have taken a huge chunk of their HP bars, means that Velia falls further and further behind.
Sends a hammer down.
That's the Poppy champ.
Yeah, I was a bit worried that he might get his ult cancelled by a
Poppy
Q2.
diff.
But he gets the Poppy ulti off.
They're looking here for 3XA, who just commits the ultimate defensively. I think that's actually... Oh no, is Baus coming down?
Yeah, it's a swap.
Oh, he's just TP'd bot lane without completing Sundered Sky,
resetting.
and he's Yeah, without resetting. What is... I don't know
think
what the
they
plan
thought they
there
had a
was.
pick there, but they forgot for
But it
Kaiser's
takes
R
10
means
years.
he can...
He has flash and barrier. I don't
know.
know what pick you're talking
Oh,
about.
I think
my
Baus
word.
is now in real danger. He's used the
dead.
steadfast presence, has got the flash. He's going to have to commit it.
Oh.
But Piero follows him up. Down he goes. Piero taking the tower shot, but will not get that final one. 5-0 to KCB in this game number 2.
Piero looks so good in
He's-
both of these games. The patience he has with his buttons is incredible. He knows exactly cooldowns, right? So he waits, sees the W going down, waits because he knows Baus has flash, and then follows it up with a pulverize.
That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful performance from Piero. Yeah. And I mean, this is what EMEA Masters is all about, right?
We said these are the 2 best teams that
Yeah.
we've seen, right? So far.
But I mean in the sense where, like, this tournament is all about displaying the talent in Div 2. And all the players who are, you know...
Oh, no. -1.
No, what?
Sorry, carry on. That was a painful cannon.
Has it
because
gone this bad for us at the NLC, but we're now just counting missed
both
cannons?
Reckless and Galio missed it, but yeah, carry on. Sorry to interrupt.
I know, I mean, that was basically the point, is, you know, it's a display. This tournament is about displaying talent and displaying the people who, you know, either want to return to the LEC or want to join the LEC for the first time ever. We've seen a lot of players come up through this tournament, you know, some of which actually playing at Worlds at the moment.
And I feel like a lot of people also sometimes complain about the Korean imports. I feel like Piero's playing out of his freaking mind.
Yeah.
So an NA import and a Korean import, absolutely insane on KCB.
They're going for
Wait.
Yukino. They're going to go in. There's the Featherstorm thrown down by Crown. He's looking for the damage onto Piero, but he's too
Velia,
damn
Velia!
tanky. Velia's looking for it. There's the slam. There's the kill for Velia. Nemesis now peeling away. Velia's got the monkey spin. That's the blast cone away. His Mainter is hunting him down. Aatrox will look to jump the wall. The monkey's in danger.
W.
Caught by the infernal chains. He's waiting for the W to come off cooldown, but he's not getting a damn opportunity. Looks to try and bait him out. Mainter secures the kill. It's 1 for LR, but they gain nothing else. No hit Rift Herald, nothing else.
And actually, Yukino looked super squishy. You can see when the Trinity Force comes through on the Wukong, how much stronger the champion becomes in general. He actually dived the backline, focused Yukino, and took him down. The biggest part right here is he got a shutdown for killing Yukino, as now the map gets a little bit more freed up. Baus gets some solo time over on the bottom of the map, equalizes almost the gold between him and the Aatrox that also got 1 kill.
2 towers for 1, though.
Listen, I'm looking at it half full.
I know. I mean, I'm looking at it
A
quarter full.
kill, half full.
But it actually starts off with Piero getting a really good headbutt pulverize, right?
Yeah.
It's super, super good. Velia flashes away to manage to get the bonk as well to last hit the Pantheon. Yukino falls, but yeah, Velia, he gets chased right here. W cooldown's a bit too long to be able to get away. It's like almost 20
I
seconds.
kind of think he had it at some point later on. However, he knows there's an Alistar and Talia around, so even if you W the wall, do you truly get away?
Probably not, is
Probably
the honest answer.
not.
He's almost upgraded his his smite, so maybe able to place smite.
Oh, my words. Sorry, caught my eye. Bot lane. 3XA has completed Kraken Gwinsus. This might be one of the strongest spikes in the game. Currently, 2-item Kaiser is an absolute demon, and once Atakan spawns, you can bet KC Blue are going to be right-clicking that to be able to play off of it, because you just do so much neutral objective damage. They're already doing that now. With the Dragon, I don't think Lost Returners should contest it. 3XA can go off.
I mean, this is going to be Dragon number 3 again. We're looking at a potential 22-minute soul in this series. It's so accelerated. They can't find the steal. And LR, 2 games in a row, staring down the barrel incredibly early into the game. I don't know where their window is right now.
2 minutes for Atakan, or a bit less than 2 minutes, and with the second item sort of completed onto Kai'Sa, very close for Slowky on that Talia to grab the second item as well. There's not going to be second items on the side of LR. There's going to be one and a couple of components of their second one, but I feel like Atakan might be the time to send it. I mean, it has been the grounds for giga throws from many teams internationally, all around the world, right? So I feel like Atakan is usually your one chance to use that shred, that damage that Atakan does to champions to try and take them down and turn it around. But Baus
is in real danger. They interrupted the ult. He misses it, actually. Sorry, not an interrupt, just a flat old miss. Has got redemption from Reckless just to heal him up, but
that's a long cooldown. That's going to consume Reckless's redemption, so any kind of play that happens after this, that's a really OP thing to have. Now, Baus, he's going to recall anyway when he could have just TP'd back. I'm not a big fan of this, because now with Atakan
for the
spawning
dive
as well. Yeah, Reckless is shadowing it though.
Yeah, they are waiting for the potential undive. They have the Steadfast Presence. They're going to call up the Rift Herald. Reckless Bounce immediately, gets caught. Reckless is caught out by the wall, and that is going to be the end of the tower. That's the end of Bounce there. 0-2 on the Poppy. Second charge coming out. And honestly, what are they going to be able to answer with?
I want to see insta TP from Taliyah over the tops of the map, because now Nemesis is pressuring the top side. Bot lane is going to be completely unanswered by LR, but someone needs to defend top. It's not going to be Slowky actually TPing top. He kind of hovered it when he left base, but they decided to let that one go. And this is going to be... Oh, they're looking for it. But they're too far away. There's no Taliyah ult.
Yeah, I thought they were going to Panther, but they're not. Synchronized Solars as well means that Nemesis is pinged out real quick.
Doing it!
Oh, he's caught by the interrupt. Throws down the W. Slowky is making his way over. Nemesis has the movement speed from the phase rush. Protobelt's to safety, but he's still being chased onto. Yukino gets the move speed from the passive there. Nemesis grabs the flower. Reckless is making his way over. Good side coming in. And Reckless comes in with the save. But that is a very low health Nemesis. He needs to reset. He needs to TP back in quick.
It might still be Atacon. They've got Kai'Sa coming up.
Yeah, they do have Kai'Sa coming up. However, you have TP onto your Galio, which is your one saving grace. If Galio goes down there, it's a completely uncontested Atacon. However, LR right here, they have to push the wave through top lane to play through the open field over on the top side of the map and try to sneak that Wukong into the back line.
Well, it looks like Nemesis is waiting on the TP, waiting until he knows that he can come in. They're going to push the wave up. They're going to get some wards cleared out and make sure that they get that bot wave working. KCB recognize that this could be a risky throw for them. They've got the lead. They don't need to go for it.
Look at mid lane, right? So the whole gambit there was Crownie drop mid wave to go contest the Atacon to make sure they didn't lose it. But 3XA said, well, I'm not even going to go to Atacon. I'm just going to take mid lane and pressure mid tower. And then they've done 3/4 of the damage to mid tower. They can pick that up later.
Yeah, honestly, this is really, really smart play here from KCB. They're dangling the bait on a hook in front of Los Ratones, but they're not giving them the opportunity to snap on top of it. Yukino could look here. He's got the flash to go onto Crownie. Crownie does have flash, barrier, ultimate available to him, and I think mid lane tower might just be under a little bit of danger here. Down it goes, finished up here by KCB. The gold lead, 6,100 at 21 minutes. LR, they were so close to this golden road, and right now they're looking at like the only way of getting there is with a reverse sweep.
And Atacon going down as well. 4k HP, can Velia steal it?
He's going to look for it. Velia, though, caught out here. Doesn't get close enough at all. Goes for the monkey spin. They need to wait for a good opportunity for Nemesis to go forward. Bounce jumps forwards as well. They found the knock-up on multiple people, as that's going to be now Crownie trying to put the damage down. Gets the feathers locking on to Piero. Able to take him out. Bounce finds the kill, but Nemesis jumps into the back line. Finds himself the kill onto Nemesis. Sorry, 3XA. Takes down Velia, but this fight's not done yet because KCB are absolutely clapping LR. They're looking for the lockdown. There's the feathers. They're going to get pulled back as the shutdown's picked up by Crownie, but Slowky will take him down. That's the ace. That's KCB in control of game number 2.
KCB team fighting is just insane. They played so intelligently the entire time. Velia tries to go for the steal, but in the end, I think Mainta ends with more health than he started. He has a bunch of tenacity, a bunch of healing from the items, and it's a great keeper's verdict from Baus, but it isn't enough.
And I feel like they got baited by that keeper's verdict, and then they bunch up into that tri-bush. 3XA finds the angle to jump into the backline because the majority of LR is towards the top side of the map, and then they just run into the Demon Champ. The second Mainter presses R and starts taking them down one by one. They're already so grouped up in this choke point that Aatrox doesn't see between a melee or a ranged champion.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, right? And if you want the Aatrox to die, you need Crownie hitting, but Crownie just could not find the autos.
I think the big problem is Crownie is the damage as well. Yeah. They have no one else who's capable of putting enough damage out to carry a fight. And Crownie struggled. You can see he did the most damage for his team, but that's not enough. Nemesis, he finds an opening. That's going to be a quick pop onto the cow here just before the dragon comes up. Buzz finds the wallbang onto Mainta. Mainta's losing a lot of HP. The feathers are going to do some work here, but Crownie is too chunked out. Yukino finds the assassination. Nemesis doesn't have the health to keep going, and 3XA jumping forward, securing another kill there for Slowky. Doesn't find Velia with a Void Seeker as Velia is on the run. Demon Champ is chasing him down. W's over the wall to safety, but Velia is being hunted. One more Seeker from the W is going to be blocked by Reckless, but this looks like this is KCB in complete control and looking for the game win.
And look at how confident they are. 2 members are doing Dragon. The support has actually reset. You've got Kai'Sa pushing mid lane whilst Aatrox is chasing the 2 remaining members of LR over the top side of the map. That's pure domination and pure confidence, and LR are being put with backs against the wall. This is your last possible game that you can lose before you're out.
And it's not even just losses, right? It's stomps. They find a nice pick here, but at the end of the day, I think a big problem that LR have...
point again
They have
into
no-
Aatrox.
They have no anti-heal. Like, they just straight up have no anti-heal versus an Aatrox with Sundered Sky, and if he had Shojin as well, he'd be even more potent. So, whilst not a problem here, every single fight after this will be so many one-shots. I mean, he healed like 1,000 health off of a single auto.
I just want to say at the start of this fight, he was about 10% HP.
Yeah. yeah, I mean, Sundered Sky will do that. That's a balance.
The Riot mode
the Riot
coming through, yeah.
And I calls back to draft. I see Poppy and Aatrox, I'm like, Bounce, where's the confidence, mate? You know, where's an actual counter pick? You countered yourself. Right, you've actually counted yourself for the comp, and Oscarinnen did this at Worlds. Into Bin, he played it.
How did that go?
And it was dreadful as well.
And how did Fnatic do, buddy?
Yeah. So I just think Baus needed a better counter pick here into the Aatrox, and if he doesn't have one, that is a glaring hole in their play.
Well, Baron's getting started up, and I genuinely don't think LR can even look to play contest on it.
Can't even enter their own jungle.
They have no way. I don't even. I assume they know it's happening. Oh, they redemption check.
Well, they're looking to catch Baus over on the top side of the map.
Yeah, well, Baus, while the Baron's going down, finds himself forced to flash away to safety. Piero is chasing forwards for looking for a headbutt pole. I think Baus is going to be sitting comfortably off the back of that one. But you are looking at a 2-level lead in mid lane. You're looking at a 3-level lead in top lane.
And
a 2-level lead on ADC. Jungle, 2 levels as well. Baus may just find himself getting caught out here, heavily chunked down. Nemesis is chasing over, looking to come in, but the hammer goes down. Is going to find the bop onto one. But all that does is save Baus's life. They can't do anything. They're just playing passive and watch now as they have to wait out the Baron.
Yeah, and this is very scary territory for Baus to walk back up. This Talia has no job to reset. She's got her 3 items. They just got Baron. Obviously, they want to gatekeep the wave so it doesn't get pushed away, so they can push 2 at once.
What can LR do? They're going to have to play on maximum aggression. They have to look for the perfect window, but Baus gets caught in. That's going to be the taunt from Nemesis onto Piero, but again, it's the carries you need to find. 3XA does get hit into the wall there by the wallbang from Baus, but Baus eats so much damage in response, and now they're just playing passive. Nemesis able to break away from the Infernal Chains, but another inhibitor will be falling here to KCB, who are just playing complete control right now. LR 5 kills across 2 games right now, and it might not even be going up off the back of this one. Playing Decisive away. In jumps Velia, finds himself caught out. They're going to use the Galio to go find a knock on to a couple of people, but Mainta, he's too damn tanky. They can't finish him up. The Drain Tank is doing too much work. Baus is looking for the damage as 3XA just jumps overhead. That's going to be another kill over him. Yukino able to secure it. 17 kills to KCB. Crowny can't output enough damage on his lonesome. The Nexus falls, and it's match point going over to KCB. LR have their backs to the wall. Is the Golden Road ending here?
And what more of a historic moment could you have? The team that's threatening to equalize the back-to-back-to-back, the 3-peat that KCB